Welcome back. The City of Cape Town has welcomed a move by the Public Works Department to begin an eviction process for those living in tented encampments around the Castle of Good Hope precinct. This follows its successful application for the eviction of unlawful occupations at various sites across the CBD. This week, the High Court granted the sheriff of the court permission to evict any remaining unlawful occupants if needed by the end of July. The city says it has made every possible effort to offer alternative accommodation and services and reintegrate the homeless who live on Cape Town's streets. The latest eviction order follows two others granted to the municipality in recent months. Among these, for those who unlawfully occupied the Greenpoint Tennis Club precinct, housing activists say the struggle for housing rights and social justice in the city continues. The court has made specific orders for minor children and the elderly residing at the affected sites.
This is an important positive moment for the city, because we have led with all of those care interventions first, and that is why we think that this case has been so successful and stands as a model now for how we can do other cases around the city. It was always our intention, build a model that is led with care and which can prove that can work, and we have now done that, or are now doing that, and we can then go to other parts of the city as well. This is a very important site in Cape Town, in the inner city. It's a tourist attraction, or it used to be. It's obviously one of the most important heritage buildings in the whole of South Africa, and over the years it has become a place that no one wants to go to because of that encampment. There's lots of petty crime there. There's really unhygienic, dirty living conditions and conditions for those who are staying there. And so we are pleased, after a long time of asking from the city, that Public Works is finally standing up and is starting the process of dealing with that issue.
To weigh in on this, we're now joined by a senior attorney at the Socio-Economic Rights Institute of South Africa, Nkosinathi Sithole, and he joins us now via our video link. Mr. Sithole, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, let's start off here. What is your reaction when it comes to that court order which was obtained by Public Works to remove the homeless living in the CBD?
Thank you for having me, Mbali, and good evening to all your viewers. So Public Works has not yet received any court order. The court order that was delivered on 18 June is a court order that was sought by the city and the Socio-Economic Rights, representing the respondent occupiers, made sure that the order is a constitutional one.
And when it comes to, evicting the homeless, what is your take as a civil society group?
Well, much like in this case where the city sought to evict people without any legal recourse or any care to their rights, it was important that people living in these conditions also have their voices heard, their rights being respected, that they are not treated as subhumans. The Constitution protects all the people, no matter your position. So we are quite happy with this judgment, and also happy that we are able to sway the court, in fact, to agree that certain conditions of these safe spaces that were offered are changed. For example, these safe spaces, as they stand, they have lockout rules. They have rules that do not permit people in relationships to live together, and many other rules that make it difficult for homeless people to live there. So with our intervention assisting the people that were represented, we made sure that the city concedes to relaxing all of these rules.
And And perhaps maybe let's take a step back and, look at the issue around homelessness in the city of Cape Town. And one would say when you visit Cape Town, one of the most, a noticeable thing you see is the amount of homeless people you come across, whether you're walking on the streets of Cape Town, just in and around the CBD. What would you say, are the main issues that Cape Town has seen such a major problem when it comes to homelessness amongst its people?
This is a serious social issue, which unfortunately has been ignored for so long. You'd remember that this is an issue that dates back to colonialism and apartheid special planning. These are the traces of those draconian legislations that we are seeing now, the forced removals, the Group Areas Act and so on. This has led to a number of people over the years seeing themselves homeless, and due to urbanization, people would be forced to then come close to the city centers in order to look for jobs. COVID-19 didn't make things any better. In fact, it exacerbated the situation. So these are social ills that the city of Cape Town has ignored, and when continuing to evict people, it doesn't consider that by evicting these people, they are making this cycle of people who will be homeless again and having to live on the street. So we're hoping that in this case, them having relaxed these rules in terms of the judgment, then we will not have people again being evicted after 6 months in those sites and finding themselves back into homelessness again, because that doesn't solve the social issues. Instead, it exacerbates them.
And, what efforts is the city doing to ensure that, as they continue on this quest to remove or evict people from the streets of the CBD, what are they doing to ensure that they are given alternative accommodation and they are being accommodated in a place that they can also, one would say, even call home?
Well, Mbali, you must remember that this is the first judgment of its kind. The recent judgment that the city got to evict people, I think at Greenpoint, they got it unopposed. And therefore, the lockout rules and all the unconstitutional rules that applied in the shelters will still apply to these people. Maybe if we can go there today, we wouldn't find those people. But this is the first of its kind that we had made sure that the people in these 7 sites that we represent the city must make sure that after the 6 months, if they are still unable to house themselves, they remain in occupation of those safe spaces. And we are still gonna go down to Cape Town to consult with our clients and possibly with the city to determine if indeed the safe space that has been offered is conducive for human habitation and that people are able to live longer until they are really not just figuratively, as the city speaks, until they are really able to get on their feet, find alternative accommodation on their own or with the city's assistance.
And as the Socio-Economic Rights Institute of South Africa, what sort of outcome would you like to see where both the city wins and those who are homeless wins?
So firstly, we would like to see an open engagement from the city officials, and especially having seen that Public Works is also intending to bring its own eviction, that it doesn't take the same approach that the city took initially in this case to want to sideline people and evict them into homelessness, that it would engage people, that it would openly offer them conducive alternative accommodation, and that moving forward, people would not be treated as subhumans, but they will be able to be provided a place near the inner city where they are able to make a living that they can also call home, because it is the city's responsibility, and these people are the citizens of the inner city of Cape Town, and they must not be thrown into the outskirts.
All right, Nkosinathi, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. That's Nkosinathi Sithole. He is the senior attorney at the Socio-Economic Rights Institute of South Africa.